Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back once again to the build bench. Another GPU sort of review slash benchmark video today. I did let people know that this video was coming. I just wasn't exactly sure when I was going to record it all. But yeah, now, as you may have seen in some of the comments for the 1050 Ti, there was sort of like a big screw up on my behalf. So when I was testing the card, I literally forgot to install the NVIDIA drivers because this GPU in front of me used to be what I used in my main rig. Now obviously when I switched to an RX 6800 I used DDU to uninstall the NVIDIA drivers so I could install the AMD ones. So in regards to the 1050 Ti video, I will be re-recording it and we'll do the benchmarks again. In regards to this video for this GPU, the drivers are installed, so that's fine. But yeah, so this here is obviously a 1080 Ti. It's an Asus 1080 Ti Turbo, so it's the one with the blower style cooler, the stupidly loud cooler as I call it. But yeah, just a chance really to see what this thing's like still in 2024 now. I still think the 1080 Ti is a little powerhouse of a card still. I mean, you're talking a card that came out in 2017, or this card anyway came out in 2017. I think some 1080 Ti's came out in 2018, but this one 2017. Now, this card only has a base clock of 1481 megahertz. It boosts up to 1582. That's obviously without any overclocking. It's 11 gig VRAM card, and yeah, it's not, by today's standards, it's not a powerful GPU anymore. It's still, like, for a card back in 2017 to take an 8-pin and a 6-pin for power is still, like, quite a rare thing, considering most cards nowadays still only take either 2 8-pins or 3 8-pins, or obviously you've got your 12 volt high power. But yeah, so this is Pascal generation of GPU with the GP102 die inside. And the TDP on this card is 250 watts. So what is 600 watt power supply, something like that, but I always ran it on slightly more than that, obviously. Now obviously the VRAM's not GDDR6, it's GDDR5X, so slightly slower than what we use now, but nevertheless still a good card. I mean, you were talking, I'm not sure off the top of my head how much these things were when they came out back in 2017, but I'd say they were probably around the £700-800 mark, which today sounds like nothing when you compare it to like the 4090 price wise, or even the 4080 Ti Super or whatever its stupid name is. But yeah, this will have been obviously the highest end card of its generation because there was no 1090, so the 1080 Ti was sort of like king ding-a-ling unless you include the Titan. Obviously the Titan wasn't as good for gaming as it was more for just workspace applications, so like editing, stuff like that. This was sort of like the gaming beast of back in the day. So what I'll do is I will do a quick jump cut to it being in my system, yes, with all the drivers installed because I'm an idiot, and then we'll run some benchmarks on like Cyberpunk, Tomb Raider, so on and so forth. I'm not going to be hitting it with an overclock because this is the GPU that I stuck in the missus computer, so it's what she uses, so I don't really want to piss arse about with it so much. So yeah, I'll jump cut to it being in the system. We'll run some benchmarks and sort of evaluate what it's going to be like as a viable GPU in 2024. So I will be back in a second. And we're back. So we got the 1080 Ti installed, and then I'm going to open. I installed obviously the drivers. I'm going to have a look on Afterburner. You can see there GeForce GTX 1080 Ti, whereas like someone pointed out in the last video, it said generic Windows adapter or something there. I can't remember what it said. So yeah, drivers are all installed. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a quick like benchmark through Cyberpunk. We'll probably do a quick benchmark through Tomb Raider, and then briefly talk about my thoughts on the card in 2024, how viable it is for the price now, and yeah, we'll see. We will see. Don't need any volume. I don't think I've ever used the 1080 Ti to play Cyberpunk, so this would be new to me. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what it says then. Like I said, I don't know how well this is going to go. I can imagine the 1080 Ti can run it, obviously, because it's a GTX card, not an RTX card. There is no ray tracing. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know why this game seems to take so long to load. I only ever have trouble with pretty much this game. But never mind. Let's see. 64, 61. It seems to be staying for the time being around 60 FPS. It doesn't look terrible either. 280 FPS, not bad. You can definitely now see the lack of like ray tracing and path tracing and everything, but I still don't think it looks bad. I still think it's way more than playable when you consider the cards from 2017. Cyberpunk came out in what, 2020? Like, it's just looking at this alone, you can see it's still way more than capable. 66.7 average FPS. I mean, that's on high settings as well. Obviously ray tracing not enabled, so 66.7, basically 67 average FPS. on a what, 8-year-old GPU, 7-year-old GPU, 8-year-old GPU nearly. Like, yeah, I still think that's pretty solid, to be fair, especially, I mean, I don't know how much they are now, but even if we look at, let's go to CEX, which for my American viewers is a shop over here that sells sort of everything really, tech wise. If we have a look at a 1080 Ti in CEX, you're talking 190 for an EVGA card. Not sure why it's bringing up stupid pre-builts and shit, but yeah, so I mean, even if you're talking 190, but even if we go, pretty sure, I think he's called Alex that owns GPUs, I'm pretty sure he's got a couple in here. The 10 series, yeah, there we go, 1080 Ti, Zotac, 175 quid. What the fuck is what? I've never seen an Arctic cooled 1080 Ti before. But yeah, an Arctic 1080 Ti apparently, 180 quid. A Gigabyte one, 175. A liquid cooled one by EVGA for 170. So basically, if you were building like if you're relatively new to building computers and you wanted something just to play sort of your AAAs on, but you don't care about ray tracing or something, like for 175 quid, and you can get basically nearly 70 FPS on high settings in Cyberpunk. It's not what I'd call like terrible. Where is, we'll load up Tomb Raider quickly, run this through. Are you really gonna make me update that? No. Yeah, we'll run a quick benchmark on this. Can't you tell I've not played this before? Let's go high. I'm pretty sure everybody nowadays doesn't actually play this Tomb Raider, they just use it for benchmarks. I don't even know, is there just a benchmark option in here? Yeah. I don't know why it's windowed. That's the point. Actually, I might have to back out of this and quickly full screen it. Da, 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 da. Let's have a it says full screen's on. What? There we go. That's better. So I'll run it at ultra just to see what this little thing can bosh. See if we can get a solid FPS. Like Tomb Raiders, I mean obviously it's quite an old game now, but we'll see what it can do. I just wish these bloody blower style coolers that they used back then, they were so loud, man, so loud. You can tell this game's old. Isn't it mad how like quickly graphics move? It's crazy. Yeah. Like I said though before we started this benchmark, like if you're someone that's just getting into PCs, or I don't know, you're fancying a change from coming from console to PC or whatever, and you want to build your own PC, like yeah, you're not going to find a 1080 Ti new, you're just not, and if you do, you're very lucky. But there's nothing wrong with picking up GPUs used. like, especially if you get them from like, if you get it from like CEX, I think you get a 24-month warranty on them. If you get them from GP Used, the other website I showed you, I think he gives a, I want to say a 30-day warranty, but it might be 2 weeks. It's either 2 weeks or a month. Yeah, there we go. So on the highest settings, we basically had an average FPS of 144 on Tomb Raider on the highest settings on a 7-8-year-old GPU. So 144 on Tomb Raider, 67, 68 on high settings on Cyberpunk. I mean, like I said, for the price of them, 175, you can't go wrong, really. Yeah, you lack the ray tracing, but there's people out there that care about ray tracing, but most people don't. Not at the minute, anyway. Not until ray tracing gets sort of better and more games start to utilise it fully and stuff like that. But yeah, so in my opinion, is the 1080 Ti still worth it in 2024? I'd say so, yeah. I mean, 11 gig VRAM, so it's still got more than enough VRAM. You still have people out there using 8 gig cards, so 11 gig's fine. Like I said, good FPS at 144 in Tomb Raider, 67, 68 in Cyberpunk. Like, it's still clearly able to handle the majority of games. I still think it's a proper punchy little GPU, to be honest. And like I said, for the price, you can't go wrong. So yeah, if you're looking at buying one, I'd say yeah, it's worth it if you don't want to spend a ridiculous amount of money on a card. So yeah, I'd say it's still a good purchase in 2024. I think it'll still hold up for a couple of years yet. So we'll leave the video there. Thanks to everyone who pointed out that I didn't install the 1050 Ti's drivers. I will have the 1050 Ti's video re-recorded and uploaded with the drivers within the next couple of days, so keep an eye out for that. But for now, guys, I'll say thanks for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video.